Welcome to Life in a Headlock. I'm your Mississippi Madman Logan Creed, and you're?
My name is Gill. I'm the Smash Mouth Cruiserweight of Wrestling. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. All right. You've been always been a fan of professional wrestling?
I've been a fan of professional wrestling all my life. It's probably my oldest memory in life.
Who was your favorite growing up?
Well, I gotta say I probably was, like a lot of kids, I was a kind of red and yellow Hulkamaniac guy ever since as far back as I can remember.
Come smash it down in the hurting side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who trained you for professional wrestling?
Oh, my training background. I like to say that the business continues to train me because there's something that you learn new every day, whether it's a new way of doing something old or just a brand new way of doing something as far as this business goes. My original trainers, though, were a guy by the name of Matt Stryker in Homicide, and I had some continued training by a man by the name of Mr. Italy, Gino Caruso, and that's out in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey. But he, like I said, the training for me never really stops. I'm constantly learning, constantly studying.
What the hell is he talking about?
It's
Matt Stryker with one eyebrow too.
Oh!
No. The original Matt Stryker, WWE Matt Stryker.
Two eyebrows?
Two eyebrows,
I thought you would get it though.
I'm over here, I'm like, did I got something
The teacher himself.
Sorry, there was the idiot
The
behind
teacher
the camera
himself,
trying-
yes.
My bad. When you said Mike Stryker, I started watching from the get-go. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
He
read all
screwed
of it.
that up, so sorry. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Keep it rolling.
I don't edit, so I'm gonna keep doing it anyway. Anyway, where was we at?
We were
Training
talking about my
session, I'm
training,
sorry.
and you wanted to know which Matt
Yeah.
Stryker. I think we clarified which Matt Stryker that was.
Two eyebrows, gotcha. That's the first time I've ever had that happen. Oh my God. Do you go by your real name or something you come up with?
It's pretty much my real name is Gill. Quest is it's my real name in the wrestling world.
Where'd you come up with Quest?
It's just something that I think before I even got into the business, kids kind of look around and kind of develop their character or persona, so to speak. And probably I think since I was a teenager, I just always knew, like, if I get the okay, like, that would be the name.
That's cool. Well, can you tell me about your first match? Where it was, by how many people? Would you win, lose, draw?
My first match, if I could remember, we're talking many years ago. My first match, I believe, it was a tag match that I wind up didn't come out too successful. But from some of the vets in the back, I was working with some guys that were kind of green, and they pulled me aside and said that's one of the best matches that they've seen the rest of the guys in, and they chalked it up to my experience and what I brought to the table, and the crowd enjoyed it, the promoters enjoyed it, the vets who were watching and critiquing enjoyed it. I didn't come out successful though, but it was a good experience. Good experience.
You know the size of the crowd?
It might have been about 200-300 people at the time.
So it's 20.
Yeah, at least 20. Not to say that I haven't wrestled as many as 20 people.
Me too. But
Yeah.
you usually hear them stories. My first match was 14 people and about 500 empty chairs. It's hard.
Maybe my second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth match was. But the first one was actually a pretty packed house.
There was a guy, he come out in front of us one time with a show, and I'll never forget it. The worst match I ever sat through. He's like, what did I do good in the match? I said, well, you slapped the hell out of everybody's hands real good as you entered the ring. That stuff was horrid. But, sometimes that's it. But you learn, as you keep going.
It was good. Actually made the night, though.
TV wrestling, what do you like of it? What do you hate of it? WWE, TNA, anything, whatever you like.
We were at the tailgate party and
Well,
it was like
I watched WCW when it was running, and TNA when it was very consistent on television. I don't believe I have that channel where they advertise now, where they're actually aired. But following Ring of Honor and always following WWE. Not to say that I'm not a big fan of all the new ideas and all the new things that the independent scene of professional wrestling is doing, because I am, and they help open up the doors to new ideas and new eras, so to speak, of the wrestling business. But I am pretty die-hard, always have been WWE, WWF, WWF wrestling fan. I mean, you know, we can talk and critique all day about what they're doing right or what they're doing wrong, but they're still in business for a reason.
I agree. I just always like to get people's opinions, you know.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got different. But right now I'm enjoying it just because you've seen a lot of indie guys there that a lot of people didn't think they'd see there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I mean, I had the opportunity to work with some of the guys and some of the guys I know personally and or cordial with. It's, you know, it gives the indie guys hope to let them know that, hey, dreams do come true. And it also shows that, you know, WWE isn't just always about a particular look or a particular cookie cutter wrestler that they're looking
I
for.
agree. I know a little while back there was people that were under 5 foot or at least 5 foot up, like you
Yeah,
couldn't be.
kind of looking for, you know.
They were looking for high flyers
Yeah,
at the time.
yeah.
So I thought that was really cool because that damn sure was against the norm. You know, Vince used to not want anybody under 6'4".
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's still pretty much got a lot of the say around in the back, but there's some, you know, between Triple H and Stephanie and a lot of the other guys who were veterans like William Regal, Lance Storm, those guys like that, you know, they weren't always big guys. William Regal was, but he was a different style, not necessarily a
The European.
yeah, exactly.
I love
exactly.
watching European and people know how to do it.
Yeah.
Well, what is your style?
I've been asked that from time to time, and I'd like to say, like, you know, I try to just have a style that can counteract my opponents. You know, I call myself the smash mouth cruiserweight of wrestling. Why? Because I like to hit hard, and you know, I like to show my power, but it doesn't mean that I can't go up to the top rope and you see Gill do a 450 moonsault, shooting star press. I like to adapt my style to what my opponent is bringing to the table and what can I do to come out with a win. What kind of style I can pull out of the bag to come out with a win. But if we want to grapple, I can grapple. If we want to high fly and move around the ring, I can do that too. And you know, I like to be a chameleon to all styles.
Is there a certain style you like to watch?
I'm very old school. I like a lot of technical wrestling. I like watching a lot of guys like, you know, Benoit and guys like Arn Anderson. Guys that can actually take it down to the mat and show some wrestling ability. And of course, I still dabble into some of the old time high flyers that they would consider high flyers, like Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, you know, Rock and Roll Express. Like watching Bobby Eaton a lot.
I like saying names like what you're saying to the students they have now, and they look at me like,
Yeah, they have no. Some guys, you know, they got to do their history.
Because when they don't know who Arn Anderson is, I'm like, how do you not know who the hell
Yeah.
Arn Anderson is? Because I told the guy earlier about doing the sit behind the body slam onto the arm to work the arm. He's like, where'd you come up with that? I ain't come up with that. I said, the first one I saw do was Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what does that do? I said, well, it's tearing your arm to pieces, you ding-ling. I said, think about it. I said, here's your arm, carry it, body slam, turn your arm up. I said, go watch Arn Anderson match. I said, pull up Arn Anderson. I promise something will come up on YouTube.
Yep.
I said,
He
but
knows how to
study him.
dissect you.
I said, he throws the best left hand in the business.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But just,
One of the best left hands in the business.
you know, that just blows my mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
you got to learn your craft, man. You got to learn people that have been there. And, you know, I always give my little piece of information if I can. And it might not be much, but it's at least somebody to study.
I was always taught, again, a teacher always taught me to be a sponge.
Good.
Keep your mouth quiet, soak in everything that they're teaching you, and eventually your character will evolve.
Last night, well, no, I'm gonna ask you more questions. So you've been around a couple of names, and you dropped one I'm very curious about. You got a story about homicide?
Do I have a story about homicide?
Now you got to throw them in the bus, but just something happened.
No, I mean, I don't really want to let any stories out about homicide. I mean, he's a comedian. You know, he likes to pull ribs out. I've seen him pull a couple ribs out. You know, in locker rooms and stuff like that. But you know, homicide he's actually treated me really good.
That's cool. Well, I knew you said you trained. It could have been a training story. It had to be anything.
I can tell you, like, you know, some of the guys there, I mean, make you run ropes till you throw up. You know, that's not a rib. That's
I saw it last week.
That's legit training going on.
All right, well, the last thing is more or less personal. With wrestling, there's a lot of backstabbing. But for the people that haven't backstabbed you, if you'd like to thank them or say anything personal, here's your opportunity.
Well, that's actually, I like the way you put that, if that's going to close this out. You know, the most important thing, I thank God for everything that He's allowed us to have. All our success is all through His mercy, and therefore the glory always belongs to Him. I got to thank my wife and kids. You know, they've always been supportive at times and weekends and at events where I should have been there, and I was at a wrestling show, and you know, they've been very supportive with me and my career. And as far as like backstabbing or blackballing and stuff like that, you know, I can, I guess, luckily say I haven't experienced it, at least not to my face, that I know that it's actually happening to me. But being in the business as long as I did, I wouldn't be surprised if it has happened. And, you know, I thank those people too, because, you know, you become the person you are through your good and the bad.
I agree.
So
Experience is everything.
experience is everything. And I can't say that I've ever done that to anyone. I have no intentions of doing that to anyone. I'm always looking to help someone out.
I understand. Thanks for being on the show, bro.
Thank you.